Disclaimer: if you're a very sensitive or emotional person, I don't recommend you keep watching because I'm going to talk from experience here and from what I've seen in my own personal life. I'm not going to include so much statistics. I don't even think I'm going to include any. I'm just going to talk about something which is really important, and I think a lot of people like don't take enough care of, and that is going to be your looks. As much as people don't like to admit it, first impressions really do matter. And when people see that you are well taken care of, that you're attractive, that you're good looking, they're just more likely to pay a respect to you. I'm making this video because a person tried to argue me on this, and I just think that first impressions matter so much, especially when with women. You have to show that you take care of yourself in the form of maintaining a lean, healthy physique, maintaining good hair, just showing that you're a healthy person overall. That just signals and gives trust to the other person in who you are. It's such an important topic. So I'm going to give you some tips in this video to make sure you're always looking your best. To make sure you can always make a good first impression. Okay. The first tip I'm going to give you is to obviously shower every day. If you're not showering every day, then you're probably not smelling as good as you could. And even if you're wearing perfume, trust me, at some point you're just going to get to the point where you can't smell how bad you actually smell, but other people around your social circle and in your everyday life will be able to smell you from afar. And so obviously just buy soap, armpit, down there, everywhere, your neck. Just be smelling good, be smelling fresh. And I recommend you shower every morning, not before bed. Number one, because in the morning you'll be able to smell good throughout the entire day, and that's the whole point. And number two, because if you shower right before bed or at nighttime, then you're making your hair damp. And if you go to bed straight away, then you're just making it more vulnerable. Because when your hair is wet, it's more likely to break off. And because of the friction while you're switching and turning sides in bed, your hair is more likely to come off. So I don't recommend you shower right before bed. Try to do it in the morning. And also have a skincare routine. I know guys try to act like they're too cool for that. No, come on. Get yourself a simple cleanser, a simple moisturizer, and keep your skin looking plump and healthy. Because if your skin's looking dry and you have ashy patches, trust me, it just doesn't give off like a very good look. People can see that you don't take care of yourself, so like they're like, do I really want to do business with this guy? Do I really want to date this guy? No. Take care of yourself, gentlemen. Also, use deodorant. This goes without saying. If you use soap, sure, it might work for the first couple of hours during the day, but then it's just going to wear off and you're just going to start smelling. It's natural. It happens to everyone. Use deodorant so you don't smell as bad. This leads me on to tip number two, exercise. Imagine if you don't follow step number one and you don't put on some deodorant or shower, then while you're exercising, you're going to stink. And trust me, no one at the gym wants to smell that. So you can go back to step number one, apply some deodorant, apply some soap, you're good. Now, step number two, exercise. You have to be doing high intensity workouts. I'll say at least 4 times a week, but not everyone has that amount of time. So what I like to do is I like to do 10 minutes of just running at speed 14 on the treadmill. I don't know how fast that is, but basically just like a fast jog for 10 minutes straight. You burn around 160 to 200 calories. That should do the job. And you do that like 3 to 4 times a week. You'll keep yourself fit and incorporate strength training as well with the weights and with the cable machines. You have to incorporate that at least twice every week. If you do that, then you're just going to have a healthy body. Now, if you want to go that extra step, you can do calisthenics home workouts. And that's really what's going to get you shredded. Because I see guys that go gym and then they stay consistent, but they keep doing the same machines and dumbbells and they completely neglect cardio and other burning activities which burn fat. You can't get a shredded physique unless you're burning more calories than you consume. Now, if you continue to eat lots of food and large meals day by day, and you continue doing the same strength training, you're not going to burn as many calories. You might put on some muscle, but you're just going to end up looking a bit bulkier and fat. So don't neglect cardio. You want to have that beach aesthetic lean physique. You don't want to look bulky and clunky. That's not the point here. So that's step number 2. Exercise the right way. Now, step number 3 to look your best is to eat properly. Goes without saying. Try to limit your junk food intake, your processed food intake. It's just a nice reminder for you. You probably hear this every day or every week at least, and you just need to hear it again because junk and processed food provides no benefit to you. It tastes good, and then straight after you eat it, you really can't do anything. If I eat junk food and then I try to work out in the next couple of hours, it feels horrible. It feels terrible. You're sabotaging yourself, really. Especially if you're eating the worst type of junk food. We're talking about McDonald's, like the dirt. Don't do that. Try to limit it as much as possible. If you're going for a little nice treat, try to make it a kebab or something where there's grilled chicken. Maybe the worst you're going to get is some fries. But try to not make it greasy fried chicken combined with greasy fries with loaded cheese and sauces. That's just going to, first of all, make you have breakouts. Second of all, it's going to fuck up your digestion and your gut doesn't like it. So just try and avoid it completely. Focus on whole foods, potatoes, which are one of the most satiating foods, which means they fill you up. Eat your greens, eat eggs, eat wholemeal breads and legumes and all of the things which raise your testosterone levels and keep your your digestive system working properly. Consume high amounts of fiber so you're not constipated. Just follow these simple guidelines and you'll be good to go. In addition, you should also be taking some vitamins, vitamin C, and other vitamins which you can't get in winter because it's dark outside, I know. You have to get them from other supplement sources, also your omega-3, which you can also get from salmon, nuts, and other foods. Try to keep your diet within these healthy food, with these healthy foods for most of the week, and you'll be good to go. That's step number 3. I think I have one more step, and that's step number 4. Just eat, not eat. I love eating, but sleep well. This is one that I'm guilty of myself. I don't sleep enough. You need to try to get at least 7 hours or 6, but ideally 7. I think 10 is pushing a bit too much. You get 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night, you're going to be good to go. Trust me. And by the way, caffeine does do the job, but you can sleep 6 hours and then have caffeine in the morning. And from my experience, I don't know if this is scientifically backed, but from my experience, it works. But you need to have the caffeine 1 hour after you wake up from bed. You can't have the caffeine within 1 hour of waking, because then you're just going to have an energy spike later on during the day. And that's not what we're aiming for here. If you want that caffeine to do the most for you throughout the day, consume it 1 hour after waking up and you'll be good to go. And the same goes before sleep. Don't have caffeine 6 hours before going to sleep. So if you go to sleep at 10, ideally have to have aim to have your last cup of coffee at around 4 p.m. This is because caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours, which means half of the caffeine in your system is still there after 5 or 7 hours. You don't want that when you go to bed because it can hinder your deep sleep, and your deep sleep is the most important thing here. It's what gives you the most amount of recovery and replenishes your testosterone levels, your hormonal levels, everything. Same goes for eating. Last meal should be ideally 4 hours before bed. This is if you're aiming to get the highest quality of sleep. We're talking REM sleep here, where you can either dream or you can just replenish, you can just restore This is restorative. Your body is restoring cells, is doing its job properly. It's using energy on what it's meant to, not using energy to digest food, but instead using energy to replenish. That's what we're aiming for. And lastly, if you want an extra tip to be looking your best, get some sunlight, get some fresh air, go outside. There's something about going outside that gets you flowing. It gets you looking better, feeling better. Can't explain it. When you're indoors the whole day, you feel musty. Humans weren't made to stay the whole day indoors. So when I see people at school who just love to stay indoors with their textbooks, writing all day with their little glasses on, I don't agree with that either. I agree with working hard and studying hard and doing all of the right things, but that doesn't go with our biology and that doesn't go with what humans are. So I recommend you go for a walk every morning or even as the sun starts setting. Just, and even better if you do like a sport like football or basketball, something which gets you socializing, something which gets you sweating and active, using your muscles, jumping, running. This is what your ancestors did, and this is what you should continue to do. Those are my few tips for looking good. Looking good is an essential part of today's world, whether you're trying to land a job, whether you're trying to land a date, you need to be looking your best. This is essential. Take notes. See you in the next one.